Is this human being, all this technology, or is this human doing? This is part of my working day. So am I now a human being, or am I now a human doing? Am I now human being, or am I now human doing? Is this modern day business? From this to this? You are all successful. Equally, each and every one of you here right now carries the same accountable success in your business, unless you choose otherwise. Human being and human doing. Both part of us, but both very different. Which part of you is human being in a day and which part of you is human doing? Having spent the time I've spent in London these last couple of weeks, I'm going to take us on a little journey so we can experiment this together. We can measure this together. So I'm going to jump in my camper today and I'm going to do exactly what I did whilst in London, the work intensity and all these things, and I'm just going to take that environment into my van, into the country somewhere. And we'll spend just a day or two sort of looking at the mindset of what creates human being and human doing in your business, and the importance of the right balance of human being and human doing. Burnout comes from human doing and a lack of human being. So by just looking at this and looking at how we switch that mindset and how easy that is to determine which one you are working on and value the trust of one over another, that will most definitely invest into your business. Such an organic profit-making tool. So let's do this together. Let's jump in the van, let's go for a little trip. Okay, packed up, and let's go and deep dive how it is you maintain your human being in your human doing in your business day. So yeah, let's get out here then. Let's get ourselves to our destination. It's a place right up in stick country. It's right up in the middle of nowhere. I do know that it does have internet there, which is almost a contradiction, but hey, my aim was, or is, to sort of carry the same intensity as I would in my working day and measure that against how I felt these last couple of weeks in the hustle and bustle and greatness of the big city of London, and then how that transfers in efficiency by working from my van and basically having a different structure to what my 8-hour day would look like if I was behind the office, you know, tied to my computer, tied to my devices. How would I transfer that same 8 hours into a lifestyle opportunity to run my business, which is what we're going to do now. So let's get up there and catch ourselves, measuring ourselves correctly. Happy days. So let me share a little story there from my London trip. So on my journey back and forth, a couple of journeys and stop-ups and things, and a couple of days ago I had a letter through my door. I mean, London has fined me £80 for driving towards a low emission zone. Didn't even know there was one. So my loyal sat-nav that got me back and forth, apparently somewhere I drove through a low emission zone in my little diesel business car. Yeah, so thank you London for the £80 fine. While I'm a big fan of being green and a big fan of low emissions, I didn't see anything. I was driving with everybody else, do you know what I mean? Happy days. I have found myself on another one of these on the edge of the cliff kind of dirt track roads to get me up into what is my next place of work, my office place of work. Let me show you some of this. See where we are. Let me spin this camera here if I can. Very, very, very beautiful part of the country for sure. It's not unfamiliar to me. I've been here a few times in the past. Never kind of committed to coming here for a reason like today. Making sure that we create some strategic measurements, really kind of prove to the executive world that you can be as efficient in your van in the middle of nowhere in a very relaxed environment as to what you can being in an office environment behind a 4x2 desk, and sometimes around very challenging personalities, for sure, that end up draining you. So, after a couple of weeks in a big city, I needed to recharge, and also let's have this exercise where we measure the efficiency of having an office out here in the wilderness, and then having an office in a dedicated clinical environment. Many people struggle with that balance. Many people struggle with the work-life balance, or even struggle with a work balance. So few people realize that, or no, let me say that, so few people actually trust that the effort they put in the day before or of that day of working is actually enough to grow their business the next day. So many people struggle. You know, we're called human beings. Let me say that again. We are called human beings, not human doings. But yet, 99% of those who are striving for some kind of lifestyle business success are so caught up in the human doing part of themselves, they fail to recognize that oversight. Now, what is human being? Is it in the now? So many people feel that you have to almost be in a meditative state to be a human being. No. Human being is when you are being in the moment, but you are fulfilling that out. Being in the moment, but fulfilling that out. That's a human being. When you're practicing that correctly, it means that while you fulfill it out, people absorb that fulfillment and they replay that same amazing human being practice. Human doing. Now, doing is important, but the doing that complements the being part, they have to match. They have to synergize like a great, beautiful, loving marriage. The being and the doing have to love each other. If they do not, then your doing becomes exhaustive. And what it does is it fails to replay the word trust over and over in your heart. It fails to replay that. We're in an environment now where more executive offices are beginning to look like this. People are selling up their 4x2 desk and wheelie chair, and are taking on board the opportunity to become more in tune, more part of their life, more part of Mother Nature perhaps. So will I be less effective today? So there I am with my camping table, my chair, of course my bike, and will I be less effective today? How could that be? Unless I'm choosing to see this as a holiday, but it's a working day. It's a working day. I intentionally set holidays, vacations for vacational time. I'm here today with the intention to create the same effort as I would if I was on my 4x2 desk in my office. But here's the thing, I'm being energized here right now. Vitamin D, outdoors. Yes, there are people that need to be in. No, let me say this again. We assume we need to be in a crowded environment to draw off people to be efficient. I'm an extrovert. I get energy from people, but I also get energy from this environment. How could we not? Organically, this is a big part of us. We're effectively made from all the ingredients that we see in one way or another. Human being. Let the human doing complement your human being. That way, you will give into your day and into your opportunities, into your growth, clarity. We are moving into an age where employers need to trust they're going to get the same and more out of all their payroll by allowing them to work in environments that fit them. Why should an employee be stuck at the desk in an office? Why can't an employee be out and about and given power hours instead of exhausted hours in the working day? Think about that. Think about the importance of what energizes you in your business. What energizes the people that work for you? We all have our own ideal emotional fingerprints for a good reason. We all are individually niched for a good reason. And that is so we can offer individuality into the success of our own life, the success of our ideas, our goals, our businesses, or careers, whatever it may be. Think about that. Think about the importance first of the environment that you're setting up in order to ask the best of you, and then how you measure the human being and the human doing part of that environment you've created, that you were offering into it or you were giving of yourself. Family, human being. Self-awareness, human being. Conscious thinking, human being. Self-love, human being. Giving gratitude, human being. Sharing ideas, human being. Social media, human doing. Social media, human doing. One more time, yeah. Social media, human doing. Nothing wrong with it, but understand it. Appreciate its emotional purpose. What else could we say is human doing? Doing something in life that offers you no growth. Working for the selfishness of somebody else. Being self-centered. Not understanding another's faults for what make them great. They're doing. Doesn't have to be physically doing to mean that you're human doing. If you get up in the morning, the first thing you pick up is your mobile phone. seeking some kind of gratitude from somebody else's likes or kudos, you're then human doing, not human being. Human being is one of the easiest ways to live, but you have to be accepting of everybody else's human being in order to enjoy your own human being. Self-love, appreciation, worth, self-worth. All these things, seriously, the most important foundations to your personal life, business life, career life. Think about it. Give it some thought. In theory, do we really need to switch environment? Do we need to go to this extremity that I have in order to go from what I consider to be my human doing to my human being part? Is that wholeheartedly necessary? When we say maybe it's just a switch of mindset, but let's remember we are built on emotions. We're built on being. We're designed that way. We're designed to appreciate the moment we're in to build the next moment better. But we have to be in the environment that fills our natural emotional worth. Now let me say that again. We have to be filled in our hearts. We have to be filled in our mind. We have to top up our energy, our emotional energy. And the reason why everybody's so indifferent is so people can experience different surroundings that fill them energetically, in different ways. So how come then the business world, in that clinical environment, how come that worked for so long? We're creatures of habit also. I mean, this was considered a holiday opportunity or a gypsy's way of life. A Romany's way of life, I should say. Now is considered a healthy way of life. Not for all, for some. So moving forward, what do you want to experience in order for you to feel that you are given the best human being part of you to your life, to people around you, those you love, those you care for? It's important to absolutely understand that being is what makes money. Doing may create an action, but you have to then go back to being in order for that action from doing to actually have any currency value emotionally and financially. Just think about that. Being, doing, being. Not being, doing, being. You have to have a at least 60% human being version in your day, and then a 40% of the human doing. I'm making sure that some of those days go as high as 90 to 100% human being. And have your power then maybe human doings, but making sure it stays the lesser of the power of who you are, which is a human being. Think about that. Give it some thought, man. Happy days. So let me just finish this off. If you like these videos, if you enjoy what you're seeing, please subscribe below. Like, message, and all those beautiful things, and I will always get back to you. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this video over these last day or two in the surroundings that I'm in. It's been great to recharge and make sure that I enjoyed and refill the human being part of me. Happy days. See you soon. Thank you.